Hello, guys, and welcome back to our ACCA SBL series. Today, we'll be exploring a most interesting part, which is a fast evolving area, and that is supply chain management and digital commerce. This topic connects the physical world of logistics with the digital world of information systems. Now, think about it. Whenever you place an order on Amazon, groceries arrive from Big Basket or medicines from 1mg, you are watching a supply chain in motion powered by technology. As future leaders, ACCA wants you to understand how strategy, information systems, and customer management come together to create seamless, data driven enterprises. So let's travel through every stage from supply chain design to CRM, from e procurement to IT controls, and see how real world companies make it work. Okay, now what are some of the fundamentals of supply chain management and what exactly are we talking about here? See, supply chain management is the active management of all activities that move a product or service from concept to customer. So it's not one company, it's an ecosystem. Core activities include product design, sourcing, production, and logistics. It's not just logistics as you might have, assumed. It's sourcing also, it's production also, it's everything. Each partner, the supplier, manufacturer, distributor, retailer, each one of them adds value. For example, Tata Motors sources parts from 400 vendors, assembles in Pune, and delivers nationwide through regional hubs. Globally, Apple designs in California, manufacturers through Foxconn in China, ships worldwide via DHL and UPS, which is a world-class supply network coordinated by data. And how does it connect with SBL? Questions mention operational efficiency or strategic collaboration. I think you're talking about supply chain management. Now, how does this entire process work? Now, think about it. In today's supply chain, information flow is as critical as product flow. The internet allows real time data sharing across continents. For instance, Reliance retails vendors see stock levels instantly. When shelf inventory drops below a threshold, the order gets triggered. That is why you will rarely find an empty rack during Diwali. Globally, Walmart's retail link connects thousands of suppliers. They know sales figures daily and adjust shipments overnight. So, when it comes to e-procurement, that is purchasing going digital, see, procurement used to mean, piles of paper tenders and, evaluation and then checking which supplier is giving that to you at the cheapest cost and, then placing an order. Multiple 7 to 8 documents just for one purchase. E-procurement is simplifying goods and services through electronic systems like ERP, EDI. It allows suppliers to quote, bid, and deliver with little manual effort. Indian Oil Corporation, it uses online tendering for pipeline contracts, cutting process time from 90 days to 20. Infosys procures IT equipment globally through its SAP-based e-procurement module. Digital procurement supports cost leadership and governance, and you can trace every rupee that you have spent. Okay, now there are two technologies that are quite critical to understanding e-procurement. These are electronic data interchange EDI and electron and enterprise resource planning. EDI lets two computer systems exchange documents, purchase orders, invoices without human intervention. Maruti Suzuki uses EDI to share production schedules with suppliers in real time. ERP integrates finance, operations, HR, and procurements on one platform. When an ERP entry records a sale, inventory and accounting update automatically. You don't need a separate system for recording inventory. It updates all data from the operations front to the finance front to the reporting front, everything in one click. Now, SAP का जो ERP है that runs, firms like Coca-Cola and Nestle for that matter. And if a case study mentions about silos or poor coordination, teams working in silos as in individually and not really integrating their work properly, which could lead to, a mismatch of data, you should recommend ERP integration for real-time control. Now, there are five main types of e-procurement. There is the web-based ERP, where employees raise requests and approve orders online. TCS uses internal SAP apps for approvals anywhere, anytime. E-sourcing, finding new suppliers globally. Indian pharma firms now source API suppliers from Vietnam and Poland via B2B platforms. I mean, it's an online activity in terms of sourcing active pharmaceutical ingredients. This is not API, that this is application wala API. I don't know, because I have done quite a few of pharma audits and pharma DD. The moment I hear API, my mind springs to active pharmaceutical ingredient. That's not here, huh? By the way, it's the application based thing. Then e-tendering, sending requests for quotations and receiving bids electronically. It cuts down paperwork and speeds evaluation. E-reverse auctioning, suppliers compete by bidding prices downward. The Indian Railways has saved hundreds of crores using this. Then e-informing, sharing purchasing data internally and externally for better transparency. And what advantages does e-procurement offer you? If done in the right time, auto reordering ensures materials arrive before stock outs. You don't have to physically check the stock levels and place an order. The system automatically does it for you. Employees will end up buying from approved contracts. It will reduce, discretionary spending. Then the order and delivery times drop drastically. And of course, monitoring of suppliers through dashboards with respect to on-time delivery, quality scores, pricing trends, all of that becomes easier. L&T Construction manages 50,000 vendors through its online vendor portal, instant bid tracking and quality ratings. And this only demonstrates efficiency and governance improvement, but not that it is without its risks and challenges. What often happens is that if one large vendor knows your entire demand pattern, they may get negotiating leverage. So single vendor dependence might create a problem for you. Error rates, even Procter and Gamble once found 30% of EDI orders had data errors. And if Procter and Gamble can have that problem, who are we, mere mortals like us? Software limitations, standard apps, they don't fit unique business needs. So you have to sometimes buy the software off the shelf because it's very difficult plus very expensive to customize it for your business. And security concerns, who accesses sensitive purchases data? A Delhi based manufacturer faced cyber fraud after a vendor's login was compromised. The lesson was vendor training and multi-factor authentication, both very, very essential. And how do you basically tackle customer relationships in today's day and age? I mean, tomorrow you might get a call from a person saying he's from HDFC Bank, but he's not from HDFC Bank. I mean, I got a call from someone saying, that woman will help me with my investments on Share Khan, and she was asking for details. I said, even if you are from Share Khan, I'm not talking to you because I don't trust you. So, because that lack of trust has been built into the system now because of so many cyber frauds. So managing customer relationships, in fact, is going to be quite an uphill task. See, supply chains don't end with delivery, na, they end with customer satisfaction. And websites and apps are the new front offices because they gather data, answer queries, and they have to build relationships 24/7. So the FAQ sections will reduce repetitive calls, feedback forms will enable quick issue resolution, visitor registration will help to collect emails for targeted offers. Like Indigo Airlines analyzes customer feedback daily to tweak routes and on-time metrics. Globally, Netflix constantly tests user interface to improve engagement. And these are activities which are happening on a rapid basis constantly because you don't want your customer to go away empty handed, right? And in modern day and age, a customer relationship management CRM software is very important. Why? Because it is the organization's memory and brain about its customers. It captures every interaction, calls, emails, purchases, complaints, and turns them into insight. For example, ICICI Bank uses CRM data to offer personalized loans based on transaction patterns. And Salesforce globally is the global standard in CRM technology. Good CRM means you know who your customers are, what they need, and when to reach out. That's how you turn data into loyalty. Correct? Like it's similar to me remembering when do you have your exam, when do I need to schedule what, so that it helps you to understand and it helps me to cater to your needs better, right? And if I do that, then naturally you might end up spreading a good word about me, and I will get hopefully more students in the future. Now, eCRM, which is web enabled CRM, it goes way beyond record keeping. It integrates social media, chatbots, and personalization. It keeps a track of what you are doing so that it can suggest you similar purchases in the future. Amazon suggesting Amazon telling you, customers who bought this also bought that. What is that? Personalized offers, which is the outcome of eCRM capabilities. Loyalty building, Starbucks app rewards repeat buyers with points and discounts. Zomato Gold is doing that. Swiggy, I think Swiggy Black, yeah, ऐसा कुछ है ना, Swiggy One या Swiggy Black, that is doing it. Then instant complaint tracking and live chat that helps you to provide a better service to customers, and customers who are happy will only spread positive words about you, and that word of mouth publicity is going to help you like nothing else. Now, when I talk of customer acquisition strategies, getting new customer online requires visibility and trust. Three main digital acquisition channels: search engine marketing, optimizing for Google, Nika, and Boat. They invest heavily in their SEO so their pages appear first. Social media, Instagram and LinkedIn for branding and ads. Remember, so Zomato's witty posts, like some nice Insta post, that just hooks you to it, right? Email marketing is still one of the highest ROI tools. Flipkart uses targeted emails to revive abandoned carts. Like, you getting messages saying that, three, four items are lying in your cart. Don't sit idle, buy that. They are basically pushing you to buy. And, they word it so beautifully, their content writers, that you fall for it hook, line, and sinker, and you swallow the bait. And before you have spent 5,000 rupees to buy something. Well, that's big. And see, nothing is more important than customer retention. It is cheaper to keep a customer than to find a new one. Research shows a 5% increase in retention can raise profits by up to 25%. And see, Amazon Prime is a masterclass in retention. For a small annual fee, customers get fast delivery and exclusive content. What is the result? They shop twice as often. HDFC Bank's Imperial program keeps high value clients loyal through priority service. Think about sustainability, think about brand equity, what it builds for you. And as long as customers are with you, as long as you are able to retain customers, you are able to keep them happy, and you give them offers, you give them certain additional benefits, they will stick with you till the end. And when we talk of online service quality, see, it's very different from an offline service quality, which is why you need to know what are some of the determinants and dimensions of online service quality. The tangible part of it, the look and feel of the website. When you open Zomato, you feel nice. When you open, say, for example, the Nika website, it feels quite, expensive and premium. Reliability. Is it up? What is the downtime? Can customers expect 24/7 availability? Then responsiveness, quick email and chat support, like Amazon's refund system, very quick, very efficient. Assurance, trust signals like privacy policies and SSL certificates. Empathy, personal touch when you are doing online, customized greetings, follow-up calls. All of this, they really help customers to align themselves better with the company, and that builds that feeling of royalty with the customers. Now, see, when we are talking about information system controls, they tend to be super critical, because this digital magic that we have been experiencing and talking about, if it fails, then everything stops. If the controls don't work, everything crumbles to dust immediately. Like British Airways in 2019 had an IT meltdown. Over 300 flights were cancelled, losses of 80 million pounds, and that's why system controls are strategic. They are not just technical. Your very existence relies on it. See, even banks face IT outages during festive seasons, because you know that the traffic is going to be more. So, information system controls play a very important role. Right. Now, when we talk about the general controls framework, when it comes to the information system related controls, what are general controls? General controls support the entire IT environment. They include network security, software acquisition, hardware management, application development, procedures, configuration change management, and physical security. Like Infosys, for example, it uses dual data centers and strict change control boards to improve every software update. These controls ensure data integrity and operational continuity. Now, this is making sure that you are acquiring the software after due diligence from the right vendor. You are building it as per your organization structure and requirements. You are spending on quality hardware instead of cheapening out in terms of those costs. All of that will only add to the overall secure. It will These physical and general controls will also ensure that the overall system functions more efficiently. And then of course you have application based controls, which is basically Application controls work within individual business processes to ensure that transactions are accurate and complete. So, input controls, which is basically validation checks preventing wrong entries. For example, you are trying to input your PAN on a website and you know that PAN is a 10 character code. So, if you end up punching in 9 characters, it will not accept the data, right? Processing controls ensure that data is handled correctly, sequence and logic test. For example, when you are looking at, say, cash balances, the system should immediately notify if there is a negative cash balance because technically that is not possible. Then output controls verify that reports are complete and sent to authorized users. Whatever your reporting objectives are, make sure that the output matches those before these are sent out. And then standing data controls protect master files from unauthorized changes. Like HDFC Bank's core banking system uses dual authorization for all master data changes. Right. So when you are evaluating the risk management process and assurance, you will have to think about these application controls framework also. Now, when we are talking about this in your SBL context, the strategic integration, that is basically building resilient digital business operations, becomes the cornerstone of our discussion. To succeed in the digital businesses, companies must integrate three pillars: supply chain excellence, which is efficient tech enabled operations, customer centricity, CRM and retention focus, and robust controls, general and application controls for reliability. Like Dabur India digitalized its supply chain with SAP using Salesforce CRM for retailers and runs strong IT audits under its chief risk officer. This integration turned a 150-year-old company into a data-driven warehouse. You know, then, of course, balancing efficiency and security. Digital commerce demands a delicate balance, speed versus security. Too many controls will slow down operations, too few controls will invite disaster. So, boards must treat cyber and IT risks as strategic. And your examination questions will expect you to demonstrate this balanced judgment, right? All of these go a long way in making sure that the supply chains are connected through supply chains that you have set up are connected and they function efficiently the way they are expected to. Technology is the new data, is the new infrastructure, and customer data is the new currency. So you have to work with these logically and ensure that you will have to ensure that you are quite aware of these growing requirements, because otherwise the entire supply chain will crumble and of course you will have nothing to answer your customers after that.